Hey guys, Stealth here. I wanted to have a look at the new H-5 bomber for North Korea, so I created a small North Korean deck where I only have a UAZ, a couple of recons and 3 bombers. Now I want to see what kind of impact they can have on different units. So as the enemy AI, I gave them a couple of Abrams. Now these are the Marine variants, so they're pretty well armored. Centurion Averys, AMX-10P IFVs. We got of course their CV, some more vehicles and artillery, but we never really reached that. Now I want to first do some scouting, because at this point I cannot see it, because we're in neutral zone, neutral view. Now I have one of these H-5 comes in. Let's first have a look at this unit. As you can see, it's already doing some fancy aerobatics. The H-5 is a North Korean bomber for 150 points, a 3,000 kilogram bomb on it, only one of those, 25% accuracy, 30 HE power, 600 suppression, and this thing comes with a Tailgunner. Now I was a bit surprised when I read this, because I thought Tailgunners were no longer in use, but apparently the North Koreans think differently about this, and you can see the Tailgunner right here. Now I really wouldn't recommend trying to take down aircraft with this unit. It has a turning radius of 600 and the aft turret only has 250 rounds, which means they're going to be out of ammo in 20 seconds at best. So this thing cannot turn very well, which means you have to really line them up properly before your bombing run, which is something I really didn't do this turn. So I'm trying to get this thing into position. I'm trying to get a bomb on this group. But these things apparently need quite the lead time. Now from here on out, most bombers would have, if they were back here, they would have started their turn early and go after these AMX-10Ps. It would have hit them. Not so much for this thing with its 600 meter turn radius. So keep in mind that these things don't really turn that quickly. Now, of course, in normal situations you'd be encountering AA, and even though this thing has a strength of 15, it would go down right away. So make sure that if you're going over the enemy lines and this thing doesn't drop, you have to get him out quite quickly. This was also a good illustration of the turn radius for this H-5. It took a long time to make this turn. Now it's coming in for a bombing run, or at least it tried it. Still, it started to aim, but it didn't hit. In the meanwhile, this other H-5, I ordered this one to go on a bombing run versus these AMX-10Ps, and I wanted the bomb to hit on this crossroads. Let's see what happens. It's a free-falling bomb, it's no longer guided, and it hits. This thing is not even near the crossroads. Still, I managed to destroy 2 of those AMX-10Ps. The chasseurs are getting out now. These AMX-10Ps weren't even near the blast. As you can see, the crater is this big and they were still on the crossroads. They did take damage though. So the blast radius is huge for this bomb. These were pretty close, and this guy Ruiz is lucky to have made it out alive, although he's heavily damaged. So that's really a good illustration of the blast radius of these things. They can do a ton of damage, provided that they're used properly. You have to aim them correctly. Now this H-5 is still my first one, and it is still trying to drop a bomb. It cannot apparently get a good line of sight on the target, and now finally it drops the bomb. This bomb, you can see it right here, it was going for this tank group. I manually aimed it. It doesn't hit anywhere near. I mean, what? On the other hand, these were 40 chasseurs. There's no 4. This bomb took out 36 guys with 1 explosion, and that makes them very effective against infantry. Now, a couple of these units, they weren't exactly hit, but maybe they looked in their rearview mirror and they went, what the hell was that? They're worried. Which means that you can use this thing as a shock weapon. You can use it to stun troops. They don't even have to be in the explosion range. You can just keep them somewhere near. And if they're impacted by the explosion like that, you can use them, I mean the H-5s, to stun other troops before you come in with your actual attack force. Now here another example of the horrible turn radius of the H-5. This thing, quite impressively, managed to drop this bomb flying almost upside down. I'm still wondering how he did this, because in my experience bomb bays are usually on the bottom of the aircraft, and this thing just knocked the bomb right through the window or something. This bomb was meant for this tank group. I thought this could be a nice target. Instead, this happened. All the way behind them. Still, these guys are now shaken and worried again. They were already recovered from the previous blast they saw here, but they again managed to escape, but they're worried. You can even see the crosses, which means they're almost stunned. These units are not controllable right now, simply because of the sheer explosive power of this bomb. Now I lose my recon here, go in for another bombing run. I want to drop on this group of tanks, and I want to see how much damage they can do against Centurion AVREs, because these have been known to take quite a beating. As you can see, here's the bomb. These Brenners take a large hit, sparks are coming off, and they still manage to get out alive. One of these AVREs is not so lucky. As you can see, one got destroyed. These guys are panicked, shaken, and taken heavy damage, while these AMX-10Ps are shaken again, or still, from the previous explosion, because they just got bombed almost 3 times in a row. And these AMX-30B2 Brenners are panicked. So I've bombed 3 targets by now, but I'm very, very underwhelmed by the accuracy of this bomb. It says in the unit stats that this is 20% or 25% accuracy on the bomb. Take that with a grain of salt. They're very, very inaccurate. Now maybe I'm using them wrong. Maybe I should just be using them on static targets like, I don't know, this forest or this urban area. You can probably clear a town with these guys quite quickly. Do another bombing run on these guys, and let's see. The bomb hits, destroys a Brennus and destroys another Centurion. But they didn't do as much damage as I had expected. This Brennus is well inside the bomb radius, the explosion radius, but it only takes medium damage. And I'm not sure how badly this guy was hurt from the previous explosions. So yeah, they do a lot of damage, but mainly these seem to be designed to go after infantry groups, or maybe, if you can sneak them in from the side or the rear of the lines, some artillery. But again, they're very, very inaccurate. Now let's see this turn radius. Just imagine getting an F-16 Block 52 behind this guy. He's going to have a field day. He has a turn radius of 300. This H-5 has a turn radius of 600. So do not expect these things to live long against fighters, because even though they have 15 strength, they can take 2 AA missiles, but it's going to be way too easy for an air superiority fighter to come in from the rear of this thing, despite the gunner, and take him out with his main gun. Now, as you can see, I did 4 bombing runs. This is going to be the 4th. 1, 2 major explosions here, 3, 4, okay, 5 bombing runs. And I only managed to get 175 points. I'm probably using them wrong, because I'm still trying them out, but I find them really, really underwhelming. Okay, so what do you think of this bomber? Are you going to use it in your North Korean decks, or your the Red Dragon pack? Let me know. I probably won't be using it for one, because I don't like the huge turn radius, the horrible accuracy on the bomb. I'm I won't be using these things. But if you do, let me know. Let me know why you want to use them, what you're going to use them for, and I look forward to reading it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you next video.